We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action.
For more than 15 years, everyday life in Nigeria has been scarred by fear. From bandit raid to Boko Haram insurgency, from midnight attacks on villages to the painful loss of soldiers on the front line, Nigerians have endured a cycle of violence that seems unending. Families have watched their children kidnapped from schools, worshippers attacked in churches and mosques, an entire community displaced with little warning. But in recent weeks, the narrative has taken an even more dramatic turn. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, declared Nigeria as a country of interest, citing global data that shows Nigeria recorded the highest number of Christians killed in recent years. Armed with that claim, Trump accused the Nigerian government of allowing a Christian genocide and went as far as threatening military action, an idea that unsettled many Nigerians and has drawn a strong pushback from the Nigerian government.
Very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action.
To understand whether the term genocide has any grounding in Nigeria's complex reality, Root TV set out to hear from voices that live within the tension. Our first stop was a senior journalist, Isaac Abrak, himself a Christian from northern Nigeria and a long-time reporter on conflict across the region. We sought his view on whether Trump's declaration reflects the lives and experiences of Christians on the ground or whether it oversimplifies a deeper, more tangled crisis. For balance, Root TV then visited the AL-HABIBIYYAH Central Mosque, where we sat down with the chief Imam, Fuad. He shared the perspective of Muslims, describing how communities across faith have suffered similarly and why many Nigerians fear that Trump's framing could inflame division rather than heal it. While noting that Christians have been targeted by armed groups, Abrak said Nigerians' poor religious tolerance allow extremists to exploit divisions for political gain and terrorize ordinary citizens.
First of all, people need to understand. People need to understand that the enemies of Nigeria, the terrorists of Nigeria, are very smart. They have always, at every point in time, identified what our problem, what are the things that divide us, and they cash in on that. In northern Nigeria, the enemies of Nigeria understood that there is religious intolerance, and as such, they've continuously preyed on that religious intolerance. Anywhere, so if they come to certain communities and they see that there's high level of religious intolerance, and the terrorists now, since they are terrorists that answer Allah Akbar, they claim that they are fighting for Islam, they would tend to push their attack towards the Christian community. And somehow, the Muslim community might think that those people are not against them.
Imam Fuad blamed the Nigerian government for failing to act on repeated warnings, saying that many of the issues that prompted Donald Trump's proclamation could have been prevented had the authorities taken them seriously.
We are putting fire brigade approach to the issue of CPC. The reports that recommended Nigeria as country of CPC has come out since around March this year, that the government are not paying attention. Many of us have seen it. We have been talking about it before it now became escalated when the American president spoke about it. There's an organization called United States Commission on Religious Freedom. They used to bring out reports every, I think, March or April, around that time, each year something. It is there. They recommended Nigeria as country of CPC, country of particular concern. It has been there, but because the government is nonchalant, there's many people who are aware of this, and somebody like me have been shouting on it. But are you aware that this is not the first time Nigeria has been labeled a country of CPC? I don't know whether you are aware. 2020. With all humility, I'm one of those that spoke against it when it was lifted, because I've been following this issue since almost 8-9 years ago. So I've been following the sequence at which Nigeria is being labeled as a country of CPC. I've been talking about this thing for about 7, 8, 9 years, that let us do something, let us do something. We also know what to do. But what are the things that led to Nigeria being labeled as a country of CPC? I say simple is misinformation.
Both Isaac and Imam Fuad reject the term Christian genocide. Isaac linked the current crisis largely towards resource control and territorial struggle.
What we found on ground is that because of the climate change, and I've said it in many programs, because of this climate change in the Sahel, right, in the Sahelian states, these people are moving to look for grazing land that they can graze their cattle. People think that we are oversimplifying the issue. That is the reality. It is a means of survival for them. And as such, they found the middle belt as a green land, that some parts of it retains water in the soil all through the year. These are words that they told us. This research was done for Mother Jones magazine in America. It's there, it can be researched. Now, so therefore they used to come and go back. But as the rains are getting smaller in their state, the tendency for them, or the willingness for them to come and graze and go back to their country and come back is no more there. So what they prefer to do is what? Ethnic cleansing. Chase the people, kill them, chase the people out of the place and occupy their lands.
While Imam Fuad argued that unbalanced media coverage unfairly portrayed Muslims as villains, even though Nigerians across all faiths suffered equally.
You see, the media, they promote what they want to promote. They downplay whenever they want to downplay. And most of the media people you see, not just in Nigeria, throughout the world, are being paid by a group of people who are looking for a particular information. Those people who are doing this thing, everybody knows that they are criminals. They know where they are coming from. You know this thing has nothing to do with Islam. In fact, there are four victims of this crisis. The number one victim is Islam. The number two is the Muslim. Number three is Nigeria. Number four is our economy. When they are killing, they say they are killing in the name of Islam. Average person will just hate Muslim. We hate Islam. That these people are killers. These people are this. These people are that. That is what they want to get, and they are getting it.
Abrak also warned that since Donald Trump's statement labeling Nigeria as a site of Christian genocide, attack by extremists has increased.
The enemies of Nigeria, who are the bandits, the terrorists, and all of those people, the enemies of Nigeria, whatever is going to cause chaos in Nigeria is what they are going to perpetuate. I said it when Trump made that pronouncement, and this was why my group, the Northern Christian Youth Professionals, put out a statement backing the statement of Archbishop Kuka, the Archbishop of the Sokoto Diocese, that he said that if America puts Nigeria on that list, it is going to hinder our interreligious dialogue. Because we must agree, for quite some years now, you've never heard about religious crisis in Nigeria. Nobody can remember any community where Christians and Muslims took up arms against themselves. It means that we're making a progress. And before, very recently now, the military, the government have squared up with this insurgency. But since that pronouncement, we knew it. Anything, since Trump has said Christian genocide, they are going to cash in and make it look like, okay, you Muslims, it's like these people don't like you. They're only concerned about the Christians. So they will start carrying out. You will see a surge. Do you see what? A surge in attack.
The Islamic scholar advised the Nigerian government to engage religious leaders more comprehensively, noting that this approach could resolve issues faster and more effectively.
Involve religious leaders that have knowledge about these things that are happening. Let them involve them, not just a one-off program. Have a permanent representation where people could go and be defending Nigeria all the time. Two, they should establish an office of religious affairs where all these things will be warehoused. If there's any little things, there will be quick response. You will be able to call those who are involved. The government doesn't want to be running away. When there is an office of religious affairs, many of them will be a warehouse. It will have been tackled on the spot when these things are happening. So that we wouldn't have gotten to this level. I think there's a religious department. When this thing have started, I've been mentioning this thing for long, that government We have gone to America to have stopped this thing because I was aware.
In his final take, Abrak urged President Donald Trump to work with the Nigerian government, emphasizing that dialogue and cooperation are the only way to achieve meaningful results.
I want to tell Mr. Trump that he should be careful. He should be careful. Yes, Christians are being killed in large numbers. The terrorists, the enemies of Nigeria, cashed in on the religious divide in Nigeria and are opening it up. Muslims are also being killed in Nigeria. I would like to ask President Trump to cooperate more with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. To cooperate more with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in terms of provisions of military weapons, intelligence, and all of that to allow us to solve our own problem. Already, by the sheer fact that he showed interest, we have all sit up to solve this problem.
And as Nigeria continues to grapple with violence in all forms, one truth remains clear: the story cannot be told from one angle alone.